So we have got Anno 117 PAX Romana. Now this is a game that does look very interesting in itself. Obviously we are looking at a building empire-esque sort of game. It's totally different to the likes of like a Civilization, which I think from a generic onlooker might see kind of like how you build and stuff, and maybe yes you kind of get attacked in some aspect, but not really. They could be seen as very similar, but I must admit, in terms of this game, it does look very nice. The builder looks smooth. I'm really hoping it plays as smooth as we've seen in the countless trailers and gameplay, because it genuinely looks like it could be a massive hit if it does play as well as it does kind of precede itself. Now the big question would be, obviously, what version do you want? Because there's a few different versions you can go for. Obviously we have got the base game versus the gold edition. We are going to get a builder's pack for the pre-order bonus. This is going to include basically some kind of emblem. You're obviously going to get a standard kind of cloth, a statue, and also a wolf statue as well. So it's nothing too crazy. It's just a builder's pack in general. It's just some extra cosmetic stuff. When it comes to the gold edition, you are basically going to get some DLC and day one content. Now, as you probably can imagine, I'm not a massive fan of day one content and paying for DLC before I've even got the hands on the first game. Now it is coming out on the 13th of November 2025. Both of them are coming out at the same time, so you're not going to get no different early access, which, as much as I don't like buying DLC, I'm not a big fan of buying early access either, but I mean, I can kind of at least get that at the very minimum. I mean, it just is what it is, but with the gold edition, you are going to get free upcoming DLCs, plus then a day one content. So that is basically going to be, you are just going to get a DLC on day one, which is going to be free player sigils, I don't know how to pronounce that, one ship skin and an ornament, whereas the next is going to be DLC, which by the looks of it is going to be a volcano sort of territory. You look like you're going to have some sort of either desert or snow, and then also you're going to have the pyramid. So I'm assuming it's just a different map, a different place to conquer in the DLCs in the coming future. So what I would suggest with this personally is, because we don't get nothing really other than the day one content is your extra cosmetics. By the looks of it, there's no actual gameplay day one kind of DLC. It's predominantly for the future. So realistically, you could go ahead and buy the standard game just on its bat and kind of then go forward with it, because obviously, if you've never played this before, you don't know if you like this or not. Why would you put £75 into a gold edition for DLC that you might never play? So I would suggest maybe looking towards the £50 base version. And then what you can do is later on, when the DLC either does come out or when you feel like you're ready, you've played enough of it, you could then potentially upgrade later on. Now obviously you can't technically buy any of the extra bundles at the moment, but I guarantee as soon as the game has been out a solid amount, you then will be able to buy it. It's hardly like they're going to take this away from you, and just because you bought the base edition, you're not going to be able to buy the year pass or not be able to buy any extra DLC. Of course you will. Yes, you will pay a premium, of course you will. Rather than kind of giving them the money straight away, they will ask most definitely for a little bit of an increase in price. So if you're paying, for instance, £25 for a year pass, you could be paying 35, maybe even 40, just for the added bonus of, if you didn't like it, you didn't have to pay for it. So I would personally suggest going with the base game, especially if you are brand new. If you are well on a way to be a fan of this game and you kind of know already about the genre, about the game itself, then obviously I would say the year pass is always going to be worth it as long as you play it. It's like any game. If you are dedicated to it and you will buy the DLC in the future, then of course they're going to make it slightly more worth it for yourselves to buy it straight away rather than actually waiting for it. So in general, it does look an interesting game. We will be out on it on the 13th of November, and just as a sneak peek, if you're here for any other videos, GTA is on a wish list, so hopefully that will come out on a pre-order bonus very soon.